God dang, that's a lot of coil radiators. Good morning and welcome. We are doing some shop today. We got Ben saving my life here. So if you watched all the videos from Florida, you'll know that my Z went pretty flawlessly, except I had an issue, constant issue with the exhaust touching the ground. It rubbed all the way through and it got totaled. Now that exhaust is the second most expensive exhaust you could get for a 370Z. It's ARK, you can look it up. But this is how it turned out after the 2,000 mile round trip. So it's pretty fucked. This side's a little bit better. We're gonna use some parts of this, but we hit up the boys at Vibrant and we got just straight 2.5 inch, 5 foot. So we ordered 2 mufflers, 1 in, 1 out, 1 for each side. Obviously there's a V6, 4 45s, some pies, and then 2 5 foot lengths of 2.5. And we got slip fits.
You cat to be kidding me.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So we'll go up, show you where we're at. He doesn't have to make a whole exhaust, but he does have to make quite a bit of an exhaust. And is that new?
What?
That leak on the ground?
Yep.
Okay, let's hope that's not something bad. Ben is just finishing up the exhaust here, and I'll be able to start it, shred it, hear how it sounds. I think it's gonna sound like a bag of dicks. Think so? He's setting up all the hangers and shit. This isn't fun. This is one of the worst cars to mount an exhaust in. The design is so horrible. Function over form is what we're going with on this. Function over form. It needs to function better than it sounds, which I guess would be form. And looks, because it doesn't look great either. But we just want to make sure it doesn't drag and it's not loud. It's an exciting day. We've got the dudes from Kaiser installing the compressor. I am stoked. We get a full house here. I'll let Mur take over from here, but it's gonna be sick. All right, boys, So I just got back from a little acquisition. We're filming a couple of videos at the same time. So I missed most of the install, which I don't care about, but it's cool and it looks insane now, and I kind of like my before and after more. So anyway, this is where the big dry ice blaster will be, probably right here. This is the lift we'll be using for that. 1-inch aluminum pipe all the way with a ball valve here. We got tank number 1. These weigh like 600 pounds a piece, I think. Then it comes out of there, goes through the wall into our compressor room. This is our beautiful compressor room. Comes through the wall. Well, I'm going backwards, but it goes to the dryer. This is a really gangster desiccant dryer. It's got those little like silica gel packs that you put in beef jerky and stuff. This is 2 cartridges of those. Dries the air the quickest way. It's way better than a refrigerant dryer. Refrigerant dryers, they can't keep up, and they can't do it fast enough, especially when you're running 1-inch hose. So then it goes back, goes into these 2. So these 2 catch oil. Occasionally, this unit, all compressors, unfortunately get a little oil in the air. These 2 units catch it. This is the second holding tank, but really the first holding tank. Another 700-pound tank. So compressor, holding tank, 2 filters that get the oil out, dryer, second holding tank, and so on. They teed into our existing stuff, so all our vapor blaster and all that stuff will work still. But this is the Big Daddy compressor. Now, talking to those guys, they were cool, little boomery, and part of their, the whole time they're talking shit like, we overpaid, got too big of a compressor, it's overkill, whatever. The last compressor, they said, of this caliber that they installed was in a shop that was 200,000 square feet. Just so you know, if you don't know dimensions, this shop, without the paint booths, like if it was just open, is 7,000. But our dry ice blaster just needs so much air, so much volume to do the damage, to clean the way we want it to, as quickly as we want it to, that this is completely necessary, and we need dry air. So this unit, these tanks, this dryer, are pretty much top of the line for what we're doing, and we just want to buy once, cry once. That's the saying. So this is all set up. The issue, this has still not had its first start. Kaiser needs to do its first start in order to keep the warranty. This unit is so big. We have enough power at this building, but this is only a 200 amp box. The other one's 400. This is a 100 amp compressor, and it's going to use a lot more at startup. Like when it starts up, it's going to drain this power. They don't make a 150 amp breaker for this box. So now we need to wait until next week. They're going to put a switch, sort of like this, a box with a switch with a big breaker in it that tees off of this. It's the correct way. They'll run conduit up, over, and down, and this is where the wire will go in. But we're going to be waiting a couple more days because this building's old, bunch of boxes, bunch of bullshit, wasn't going to work. So things set up, super gangster. I'm really excited, but still can't use it. So stay tuned next week for that. We'll do our first dry ice blasting on something in the shop. The exhaust is done to the best of Ben's ability with what we had. We ordered a bunch of shit. What did we end up using? Like none of it?
Yeah, I think the worst part was just not having air tools.
Yeah, we don't have air, obviously, because of the compressor.
With an angle grinder.
But this is tucked up pretty high. And we're going to have to cut the bumper a little bit. This one, really similar. The bumper's already fucked up there. But you can see how high the mufflers are tucked on purpose. So like I said, function over form here. We are just trying to get this thing tucked up so I don't have to deal with it dragging down the road all the time. Josh is about to tighten up the last gasket, put the wheel back on, and we're gonna take it for its first shred. Pray for me right now, stop the video, and guess if it's gonna be loud, and pray for me that it's not gonna be loud, because I hate the sound of this car already. I already hate it. I hated it from the factory. These things
should
are
be in a different spot.
Yeah, those flexes are in a dumbass place.
It just makes it so you fight the whole exhaust the whole time.
So we're hearing a rattle. My money is on that.
Oh,
It's touching it.
It's touching.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to cut that off. That's probably all it is. Ben used some of the existing, that's warm, exhaust, and then he built this back section.
I was scared it was hitting the diff.
I was scared here, but it's good there.
It might be this.
Yeah, that tab is really, oh yeah,
it's
that's touching.
Okay.
So that'll need to be cut. That shield need to be cut, and that should solve all of our problems. Like I said, this is function over form. You can't make this look pretty with what we bought, unfortunately, and what was in stock. So you guys will just, I mean, what will you do, Ben? Just cut this? Or does it unbolt?
It's sandwiched between this and
Yeah, I would just fucking cut it. I don't know how you're gonna cut it, but
cut that. Of course. Maybe tin snips.
yeah. Yeah, that sucks. And then he's got to cut this annoying thing right here. That tab is for something else.
Doing it, dude. That's what I was hearing. I feel like.
It might have been, but when I put weight on it, it didn't stop. That it's probably a combination. If you said this is that or was that touching?
It's the apex of the vortex of the
exhaust engineering. So my car took an absolute beating being solo. Subframe is shaved down here, touching here, touching here. Even got that tip of that stud. Shredded all this. This is all ground up. Josh did a bolt check. Everything seems pretty good. This took a little bit. It's a little bit lower. You can see this X pipe is twisted a little, but and that pissed Ben off. He was motherfucking that X pipe the whole time. We got all this is ground and rusty now. It's crazy. These cars are like too low. This is even this thing touched. It's just too fucking low. So anyway, I'm gonna end the video there. Ben's gonna get cutting that shit off. I'm gonna prep for tomorrow. We got a day at Englishtown. I'm gonna get my second drift event in. Believe it or not, I've only drifted this thing one time. Kind of bummed that we weren't able to hear the compressor run, use the dry ice plaster, but oh shit, I hope I didn't film that. Anyway, we got a cool car. Stay tuned Sunday. I picked up a new car I'm really excited about. If you see in this video, we're gonna have to cut the clip out or something. I don't know. See you guys tomorrow, bye.